नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुक्म व्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धो रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये कौडिन्यवंशवरवारिधिपूर्णचन्द्रं श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशपदाम्बुजभृङ्गराजं रङ्गार्यदेशिकपदाप्तसुदेशिकत्वं श्रीरामकृष्णगुरुवर्यमहं प्रपद्ये. जय श्रीमन्नारायण. This is Dev Narayan and welcome to the fourth episode of Prashnottara Series 1. Today we shall discuss the fourth question. What are the three guna? Their relationship with what we eat and our temperament. Understanding and learning anything from an authoritative text instills clarity and confidence in us. And what is more authoritative than the divine Gita of Bhagavan Shri Krishna? So, guna refers to quality. There are three gunas. Quality of Prakriti. We'll get to what Prakriti is in the future video, but at the moment just understand this as anything other than the Jivatma. Now you have the Atma, and this is the mother's womb. The Atma goes and enters the child within the mother's womb. The Atma associates with the Prakriti in the womb of a mother to form a living body. It acquires guna based on the previous karma, prarabdha. So the previous karma, it comes with prarabdha karma. So with this prarabdha karma, it enters the body of a child and associates with the Prakriti. When the Atma and Prakriti associate, the qualities of Prakriti become the qualities of the Atma, and the Atma attains such a specific Prakriti based on the Prarabdha karma. Now, what are the three gunas? Sattvam Rajastama iti gunaha Prakriti sambhavaha nibadhnanti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. Sattva or pure or purity. Raja, passion. Tama, ignorance. So these are the three guna. Iti meaning these are the three guna. Prakriti sambhavaha. Of Prakriti, nibadhananti, they bind. Mahabaho refers to Arjuna. Dehe dehinam avyayam. In the body, dehinam, it is an embodied avyayam. It is indestructible. What is indestructible? Atma. So the Atma is indestructible. This Atma enters Prakriti, the body, and because of this association, this bondage, it acquires these three gunas, Sattva, Raja, and Tama. And the following shlokas will also be from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So what is Sattva? Tatra Sattvam Nirmalatvat Prakasha Kamanamayam Sukha Sangena Badhnati Jnana Sangena Chanagha. Tatra meaning therefore, thereafter. Sattvam. What is Sattvam? Nirmalatvat. Mala means dirt. Nirmala. Without any dirt. Prakasham. It illuminates. It is like the light. It brings happiness. Sukha. Sangena. Association of Sattva Guna will bring happiness. Badhanati. But it binds you to happiness. And Jnana Sangena Chanagha. Anagha again. Cha Anagha. Anagha refers to Arjuna. Jnana Sangena. Association with knowledge. Therefore, association with Sattva Guna will bring happiness, purity, and yearning for higher knowledge. It will keep you away from doing any harm to anybody. Papam. It will keep you away from papam. And those who are conditioned in Sattva Guna will consistently remain happy and calm. Rajo ragat makam vidhi trishna sanga samudbhavam tanni badhnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. So what is Rajoguna? Rajo or Rajas, passion. Ragatmakam vidhi. It is born of desire. Trishna, there is a hankering or a thirst. Trishna sanga samudbhavam. This is a guna which increases passion within the body. That the Rajas is one of the natures of desire and is a source of craving and attachment, and it binds the embodied by the attachment to action. Sattvam sukhe sanjayati rajah karmani bharata jnanamavritya tu tamaha pramade sanjayatyuta. Sukhe sanjayati. Sattvam will attach you to sukham or happiness. Sukham is different from bliss. Bliss is absolute. Sukha is relative. Rajah karmani bharata. Rajas will bind you to action. Jnanamavrityatu tamaha. Avritya. It will hide the knowledge. And pramade sanjayatyuta. And then it will direct you to destruction. Ignorance, forgetfulness of duty, or the non performance of necessary duties is done by tama. So now we have sattva guna, rajo guna, and tamo guna. These three are qualities of prakriti, and we imbibe these qualities of prakriti when the communion of jivatma with the physical body happens. A jiva is formed, and this jiva attains the gunas of prakriti. For jiva to attain moksha, it must remove as much as possible the tamo and rajoguna and attain moksha through sattva guna. Even action must be done through sattva guna. Necessary duties also must be performed without the influence of unnecessary passion or the influence of unnecessary anger. And finally, we must give up the influence of sattva guna and completely surrender with no gunam at all, because guna is an attribute of prakriti. The atma attains moksha, not the body. Therefore, the atma must be devoid of all karma to attain moksha. So, how do we instill sattva gunam within us? Of course, in the previous video we mentioned satsangatve nisangatvam. Being in company of those who are of the sattva guna will increase the sattva guna within us as well. Guna of the body is also influenced by the food we eat. So if you look at the food here, because guna are the attributes of prakriti, all the food that we eat come from prakriti, and therefore there is guna attributed to them as well. Things like liquor, alcohol, and chilies, tamoguni. Of course, too much of chili is tamas. If you have it in limited quantity, it becomes rajas, like the onion and garlic. Consumption of too much of onion and garlic also becomes tamas. In small moderation will become rajas. In large moderation becomes tamas. Sattva guna. Any food that comes out of the cow is sattva and can and should be consumed. It is said that payasa vardhate tanum, the milk will increase us, it will help in the growth of the body, physical body, in the right way. And gritena vardhate viryam, the butter and ghee that comes out of the milk will improve our vitality and our inner strength and energy. Therefore, all food that come out of the cow, including gomutra and gobar, they are sattva guni. As meat not only increases the rajoguna in the body, it also increases papam. Therefore, one must avoid meat. I hope this brief explanation quenches your thirst in regard to the understanding of the three gunas. For more information, you should read Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 14th chapter. That concludes the third lecture in this series. Do stay tuned for more. Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha.